Chapter 2. By the time Spencer and I got back to Dad's apartment, it was almost 4 p.m. "I'm hungry," said Spencer. "You got anything to eat?" We went to the kitchen. On the kitchen table was my laptop computer. I had left it on, but I always do that. I went to the refrigerator, opened the door, and looked inside. There was half one 3-day-old mushroom pizza. There were 2 bananas that got completely brown. There were a few slices of bread. There were 2 stale. Mold was growling on them. There was an almost empty carton of sour milk. There was half of a bottle of flat Dr. Pepper. The smell coming from inside the refrigerator was pretty gross. It smelled like a small animal had died in there. I don't think Dad was gone shopping in a while, I said. "I'm going to leave the refrigerator door open a while to air it out. We try some of that astronaut food?" We took out the foil packets of astronaut food we bought at the Sherlock Wasser Air and Space Museum and looked them over. What packets were labeled freeze-dried pepperoni and sausage pizza. I tore open the packet and poured it into a bowl. I carried it over to the kitchen sink and added some water. I mixed it up and tasted. "What does it taste like?" Spencer asked. "Cardboard," I said. "Pepperoni and sausage flavored cardboard." "Yatch," said Spencer. "Let's try another one." Spencer opened the packet labeled freeze-dried strawberry ice cream. He poured it into a double bowl, added water, and tasted. "Well," I said, "soup. It tastes like strawberry flavored soup." "Yum," I said. "My turn." I took out the package labeled freeze-dried s'mores. Whenever we have campfires, I love making s'mores by melting chocolate, graham crackers, and marshmallows together. I wonder how the freeze-dried ones would taste. And then I took a closer look at the packet. "Oh, rats," I said. "I didn't get s'mores. I got spores." I showed Spencer the packet. "Look, Spencer, it says spores from Mars." "What do you suppose that means?" In case I haven't mentioned it, Spencer is the smartest kid in our grade. Probably the smartest kid in the Horace High School. Probably the smartest kid in the whole entire state of New York. His IQ is around 1,000, I think. "Spores are kind of like seeds," said Spencer. "They reproduce a lot like seeds, and they are able to survive under lots of conditions than most seeds." "What kind of conditions?" said. Like a trip from Mars? Spores probably could survive a trip from Mars, yeah, said Spencer. I said. Hey, Spencer, do you think these things really came from Mars? Spencer shrugged. Who knows, he said. Maybe they came back on Mariner probe. Mariner never came back from Mars, I said. Mariner was a manned probe designed to stay on Mars. You are right, said Spencer. His face turned red. I had just shown I knew something that the smartest kid in school hadn't known. I felt pretty proud of myself. Let's power this stuff out and see what happens, I said. I tore open the packet. I powered the spores into another bowl. They looked kind of like seeds, all right, except weird. Each spore had two little dark spots on it like eyes. It was almost as if they were staring at me. They really creeped me out. Go ahead, sister. I'll water. Oh, okay, I said. Staring at the spores, I carried the bottle toward the sink. I turned on the faucet and added water. The instant the water hit the spores, I heard a weird hissing sound. Then I swear this in the truth, I thought heard them burp. I screamed. The bowl flew out of my hands. I caught it before it hit the floor and broke. But wet spore blobs landed everywhere. Some splatters inside the open refrigerator. Some landed on my computer. Some fell on the floor. I got the jug and tried to mop up what I could. I looked at what was left in the bowl. The spores was bubbling now and sticking together to form a pulsing, jelly-like mass, and they were definitely burping. Spencer came over and looked in the bowl. Fascinating, he said. The spores seemed to be growling at a really amazing ride. It was true. When I powered them in the bowl, they filled only about an eighth on it. And after spilling some, there was even less. But now the bowl was almost half full. The blobby stuff was rising higher and higher. Hey, Zack, said Spencer, check out the refrigerator. I looked inside the refrigerator. The pizza was almost gone. So were the brown bananas. So was the moldy bread. The carton of milk was empty. Where did all the junk go? I asked. The spore globs were spreading on the fridge shelves and climbing up the fridge walls. Hey, Spencer, you don't think the spores ate just junky food, do you? Spencer looked at me and nodded. I gulped. This is really creepy, I said. You are not kidding, said Spencer. Then we heard a real noise. It came from my computer. I walked over and looked at it. Blobby spore stuff had seeped into my keyboard. There was a message on the screen in the biggest letter I had ever seen. Here's what it said. Human boys, feed us. Human boys, we need much food now. Bam, 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 bam.